Boruto has once again cooked peak fiction as we finally get to see him face off against Jura, the strongest character in the entire verse. But just like Kashin Koji foresaw in the future, Boruto is getting packed up and is going to die. My man has 22 death flags in 22 chapters at this point. So what the hell is going on? Are we finally going to see Momoshiki and the Pure Eye? Is that shit even canon, or did we get clickbaited?
How many years?
So just like Boruto, our suffering doesn't stop. Two Blue Vortex chapter 22 has just shown us the massive power gap between him and Jura. We got to this point thanks to the brand ambassador of trash. He had one job: to take out the Mitsuri clone or just smash her. But Konohamaru fumbled and was about to die. Boruto decided to defy orders and put his life on the line, even though fate said he would die if he would save his ass. You see, he follows Naruto's Nindo, and just like Kakashi once said, those that break the rules are scum, but those that abandon their friends are worse than scum. So our MC solos the Shinju that is stronger than Limitless Code. Regardless, the San and Leaf Shinobi Alliance was successful in their mission to take down the two Shinju and retrieve the Thorn Ball that holds the essence of the person they were taken from, so Gaara and Muegi can be brought back. All of this happened without anyone important dying, right?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, you know we don't care.
We don't care.
Let me tell you, we don't care.
However, Sarada collapses as her chakra is depleted. The intense power of the Mangekyo Sharingan awakened through her love for Boruto proved to be taxing for her first use. Now all that's left is to clear out the remaining claw grimes and... Wait a second, what just happened? Never mind, Jura sensed Boruto and he decided to spare no time. My guy spawned through a claw grime to enter the battlefield. He gives Sarada a glance, pondering on how she became Otsutsuki level powerful, as in his mind the idea of love is the downfall of society as mentioned in chapter 20. But witnessing his aura, Mitsuki is now shitting bricks. He realizes who his opponent is from the description matched during his Konoha visits. Ikemoto answered in an interview that Jura visiting the Konoha library and writing notes is full of daily discoveries he embarks on to understand his own sentience and human beings. However, Jura doesn't want no small fry like Mitsuki and this other sand dude, I can't be bothered to remember his name. He wants Boruto, who by the way is catching up on all the time he missed with his sensei. Konohamaru is shocked at how powerful his student has become, but he throws a bone at his sensei, stating Mitsuri was already heavily damaged from his Rasengan, which is why it was so easy to defeat her. However, just as Mitsuri's thorn bulb starts forming, Jura snipes Boruto with a mini-tailed beast bomb once again, only this time he misses. The last time this landed, Boruto reached death's door instantly, so realizing that he will have to fight Boruto one-on-one, Jura blitzes towards Konohamaru's location, who prepares to leave with Mitsuri's bulb, but yet again, he messes up and starts getting emotional. This is because Boruto calls him sensei and tells him to take Sarada with others to safety. Remember that it's been years that Konohamaru hasn't seen this dude, and he was so adamant that he is the enemy. Konohamaru never listened to Sarada's pleas. The omnipotence changing his memories is too strong, deleting any doubt he would have that the memories don't make any sense. But this time, the story has set it up with first-hand experience for him to witness Boruto Shinobi way that he isn't evil at all. So with Konohamaru wasting time, Ikemoto was definitely inspired by Dragon Ball Z once again, as Boruto screams at his sensei to move. This is just like when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time against Frieza and shouted at Gohan to save the others.
Do as I tell you right now before I lose what little sense of reason I have left!
So as a result of stalling, Jura flies in sniping with another Tail Beast bomb, but Boruto has to save his ass so he can finally focus on the real threat in front of him. But whilst Jura is distracted due to the misdirection of throwing his sensei, with his immense speed, Boruto copies his grandfather's Minato's play of attack. It is to perfection. Mwah! He landed a clean Rasengan. Now whilst in Naruto, this would pretty much end most fights, the power scaling in Boruto is just absurd, as it barely scratches the surface of Jura's defense. This is just the manga's way of highlighting how much powerful the leader of the Shinju is compared to the others. Remember that Boruto's same Rasengan against Hidari in chapter 12, it cut a hole in his body, like he joined the donut club almost, right? Where he had to escape to go heal. But this time against Jura, it only amounted to chip damage, which is insane. So as a counter, Jura sends another Tail Beast bomb, but Boruto teleports behind him to finish him with Sasuke's sword. However, this clash ends up in a stalemate. Or, well, I say that, but editor zoom in, look what finger Jura's pointing at Boruto. My man literally blocks it with his middle finger alone. What the hell? Jura then commends Boruto on the use of his flying Raijin, which he must have learned all about during his Konoha library visits. He even expresses excitement as he faces a strong opponent like Boruto. He calls this a bad habit, but seeing as though this dude was just born a week ago, this must be the nature of the 10 tails, since Boruto confirmed in chapter 14 that he has no prototype. Jura is the direct incarnation of the beast. Now, unlike against Himawari, Jura said he was only going to release a little bit of his true power to test, but against Boruto, he says he loves going all out. This puts the power scaling at Boruto being second strongest in the entire verse, likely meaning he would beat Ishiki Otsutsuki at this point without needing the Karma Seal boost. Now this will be more clear in a moment, as Ada continues to keep tabs on the battle and updates Kashin Koji on the situation. My guy states there's no way Boruto can win. He's absolutely cooked without any doubt. Chapter 16 explains Boruto's flying Raijin perfectly. It isn't like Minato's technique, but an imitation using Boruto's Otsutsuki space-time ninjutsu. Boruto marks metal objects with his chakra, enabling him to freely move instantly between them. However, unlike Minato and Tobirama's technique, which is more akin to the summoning jutsu, Boruto has to sense these objects, which makes it even more difficult to do when the distance to the marked object is further away. As a result, Boruto can no longer escape, as the flying Raijin requires too much time to execute. Plus, dude, if he dips, the others will all die, whilst Ryu and Mitsuri would just be revived, making their whole plan go in vain, making his entire action plan pointless. There would be bodies and bodies left behind, you know what I'm saying? But Jura starts asking Boruto very important questions, like who's aiding him in his intel. Ignoring this, our MC cannot read Jura at all and ponders on whether his Rasengan even did damage. So he realizes his strongest attack of Uzuhiko is the only way to win. However, Jura, much like Pain asking Naruto philosophical questions, he asks, what is love? He sees it as a flaw of highly intelligent beings. Now, Ikemoto in a new interview stated that everyone has two faces, one for the public and one for yourself. Shinju don't have this notion. They are primitive and true to their instincts. This may be a hint to the original person's true personality, meaning unlike the Otsutsuki clan, who are just alien parasites that leech on other worlds for power, as Amado explained to us in the Boruto manga, Ikemoto uses Freudian's idea of the divided self in psychology. This frames them as a mirror to humanity's true nature. If Shinju are manifestations without social programming, as Shikamaru confirmed, then characters like Jura are expressing unfiltered truths their originals would never voice. So Jura directly contradicts Naruto's legacy, which everyone is trying to uphold, which is love is important. Love is what makes us human. The bonds and ninshu do is what creates a peaceful world. As a result, Jura cannot fathom Boruto's stupid decision, but he attempts to answer his question on what love is. And let's see what Boruto comes up with. Yeah, it's throwing hands. He powers up and Jura starts his assault. Our MC dodges everything, but since both his feet need to be planted on the ground to use Uzuhiko, it's looking hopeless. Jura is too powerful and impales Boruto with his wood. Wait, that sounded kinda wrong.
I know what kind of man you are.
But basically, Boruto's coughing blood and loses Sasuke's sword. Jura grabs it, but Boruto has so much sentimental value with it that he threatens him, stating if he does anything to it, he'll face a fate worse than death. However, this threat just confirms Jura's view that, bro, love is causing your suffering. And Boruto caves in that he might be right, but this is his opinion on the matter, that love has definitely caused him to lose everything as Momoshiki prophesies. But because of that feeling, that's what makes us human, and precisely why Jura will never be more than a tree.
What are you saying, bro? Like, yo, this is peak.
Bro, Boruto is roasting everyone out here. Remember, ever since the time skip started, Boruto has roasted Code, he roasted Konohamaru, the interrogation dude, he roasted Jura now. Bro, no one is free from his cooking session. But going back to the battle, with Boruto stalling by answering the question, his Uzuhiko is now active. Boruto teleports behind Jura and lands a clean hit. Just like Code, he starts experiencing the side effects, where his entire equilibrium is mucked, meaning Jura does not have much time remaining in this world. Our MC has prematurely ended the manga? Well, that's what they want you to think. It turns out anyone who understands Tail Beast's bombs can counter Boruto's new Rasengan. You see, Minato created the Rasengan by mimicking the Tail Beast bomb once he witnessed it. Since both attacks are based on chakra rotation and compression principles, guess what? Jura is the 10 Tails itself, meaning he doesn't just understand the Tail Beast bombs, he is the source. That means any form of Rasengan, even the planetary Uzuhiko, it's useless against him. He can literally nullify it. Remember, don't forget in the original Naruto manga, we are told Tail Beast bombs are made from an 8:2 ratio of positive black chakra and negative white chakra. So how is Jura tanking Boruto's Uzuhiko exactly? Well, he is manipulating the yin-yang chakra balance inside himself to stabilize his network and cancel out Uzuhiko's disruptive spin. Boruto told us that he infuses planetary chakra, the centrifugal force generated by the Earth's orbit, to give Uzuhiko limitless momentum. But if Jura synced his chakra to match the planet's rotation, then he's literally riding the spin like a pro surfer, making Uzuhiko's disorientating pull completely ineffective. So Boruto is cooked now, so what's gonna happen now, ABD? Well, given that Kawaki made a deal with his brother to take down Jura in chapter 15, and Boruto being the singularity that can change the future, he recently informed Kawaki to undo his limiters and focus on attack power, which would make him unlock his true strength equal to Boruto. He knew this information thanks to seeing the future with Koji. So this time, rather than being a complete bum, Kawaki will actually be useful and save his bro. That's because in this timeline, he has already forced Amado to unlock his power. And since Kawaki has the Karma Seal and is Otsuki, remember he shares a unique ability of resonation with Boruto, and that is being able to instantly detect his location and use space-time ninjutsu to arrive where he's at. This would make it possible for him to save Boruto from dying to Jura and helping Team 7 gain the Thorn Bulb they require. So to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video on your screen right now.